We are live on the OxFit podcast. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having an awesome week. I hope you're really looking forward to the holiday weekend. I know I am. A little foggy this morning, a little groggy. Yeah, had a lot of fun yesterday. Got to go to the World Cup. Got to see England win. Just some things that I'll never forget, to be honest. The World Cup and my team came here, and yeah, me and Lauren enjoyed every minute of it. So England and US through to the next round, they could meet in the World Cup final. That would be crazy, huh? Who are you supporting? Are you watching any of the games? Um, Yeah, my favorite moment of the World Cup so far was singing Wonderwall after they won, which is my karaoke song. What's your karaoke song? Also, isn't it awesome to see like there's been no trouble yet at the World Cup? Um, it's crazy how it took 6 years for this kind of connection to happen again, where the world is kind of coming together and everybody's just having a good time, right? Like the atmosphere yesterday, like the English fans were pretty supportive of the Congo and like cheering for them, and everybody got along, right? Like there doesn't need to be security in every gap of the stadium, like making sure there's no fights or no trouble, even though the English fans and me and my wife start drinking at like 10 a.m. There was still no trouble. So yeah, it's just been awesome to see everybody coming together, which is what it's about. So it's the end of July. Sorry, it's the start of July. It's halfway through 2026. And I'm here to talk to you today about some of my favorite things. And it's goal setting. And you set goals in January. Some of them are going well, some of them are falling off. But we still have 6 months left of this year for you to have the best year of your life. So there's no need to stop. There's no need to hold back. Let's get into like how you can make the rest of the year great, because that's what I want for me. It's what I want for you. It's what I want for everybody at OxFit. So we're halfway through. If nothing changes in the next 6 months, where will you be by January 1st? I think that is the best question. Will you have the same body? Will you have the same excuses? Will you have the same frustrations? Will you have the same promise that you make to yourself that this year will be different? I know most people think January is the time to change. I don't, because you might just repeat the same thing you did last January, and you've clearly seen that it doesn't work. If you're in a great rhythm right now and everything's working, then the next 6 months are going to be awesome, right? When I look at the next 6 months from the first half of the year, I've had every baseline and retest week. I've done DEKA a couple of times. I'm excited to retest it. My nutrition, I think I've talked about this before. I'm 62 days into tracking my macros. If I do that for another 60, 80, 180 days, where will I be by January? I'll be setting some pretty exciting goals for 2027. And they won't be the same ones that, you get into that rhythm of setting the same goals every year. By July, all your excuses are gone. Them things that you talked about in January, if you haven't started doing them, then you just got to stop talking about them and try and find a different goal that brings you to life, right? You know exactly what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, because you've kind of got a scoreboard, especially if you come to OxFit. You've got a scoreboard of the year. You've got an attendance scoreboard. How many times were you in that All-American list? You've got scorecards, literal scorecards from 2 baseline and retest weeks. And so you can see what your results are going to be. If you just replicate that across the next 6 months, where are you going to be? So what are you going to do with this next 6 months? Because as you know, from what we've done the first half of the year at OxFit, we got a lot of shit coming up, right? We have more stuff to close out our year than even we have to start. When you think about what we've done to start the year, we started off with a DEKA mile on the first day of the year. Then we went and did a rowing competition, the erg sprints. Then we went and did beach brawl. Then we had a lift off in the gym, which was epic. Then we went and did Beach Brawl. Then we just had our Fit Fest. In that, we had a Hero Week. You look at most of the gyms, they've done one of them things maybe in the past 6 months. Some people already at OxFit are having the best fitness, the best year of their lives. And I could name a bunch of them on here, but you know you are. You usually listen to the podcasts. And you're going to have another great 6 months. If you're out there and you're listening to this and you haven't had that kind of 6 months, just because you haven't been saying yes to things, start saying yes. If you haven't had that kind of year because your gym doesn't do any of that stuff, what are you waiting for? Antidox Start Fit. Let's get to it. January was easy, right? And it seems like that was just yesterday. We're in July. July 2nd. Everyone's motivated in January. The gyms are packed. People buy their new shoes. They got their new boot goofing all over the gym. They got a meal plan and they're going to stick to it for a couple of days. And they talk about, this is my year. Then when motivation fades, life gets busy. Your kids have sports. Work gets stressful. You have vacation. Everybody's sick. One missed workout becomes a missed week. One cheat meal becomes every single weekend. Before you know it, 6 months are gone. Here's the truth. You don't need a New Year's resolution. You just need a reset right now. Let's just reset it right now. We could do it together. 6 months is more than enough time. Most people think, oh, I'm going to crush the next 30 days. But just think what you could do with 180 days. Let's take off a few of them for holidays and stuff. I have a 100-day program right now that if you start, you could lose 20 to 40 pounds. You could build real muscle. Your blood work could be a completely different direction. Your first DEKA could be in October with us. Your first Hyrox could be in October with us. You could do a fitness competition in the next 100 days. Most importantly, you could just become strong, right? We're about finding your strength. You could build habits that last. And not because we've got no magic workout, we don't. Because consistency over time is what compounds. Every workout that you show up to matters. Every healthy meal that you choose matters. Get into bed a little bit earlier every day, it matters. Every time you get outside and get some fresh air, it matters, right? Small wins can stack into huge, huge transformations over the next 6 months. It's only 180 days, guys. And I know you're watching this and you're like, I'll start after vacation. I'll start when my work slows down. I'll start when school starts. I'll start when football season starts. I'll start in January. I've heard it all before. Life doesn't get less busy. If you're a dad, you'll always have responsibilities. If you're building a business, there's always going to be another challenge. If you're waiting for life to become easy before you take care of yourself, you're going to be waiting a long time. The goal isn't to find a schedule. It's to become the person who trains no matter what. And that's what we set you up for. You're going to look forward to coming to the gym and doing hard things. You're going to look forward to feeling better because you're eating a certain way. Like, once you start eating a certain way, you don't want them other foods. Just don't do nothing, please. That's all I ask over the next 180 days. Doing nothing has a huge cost, physically, mentally, emotionally, and in terms of your confidence. As soon as you stop signing up for hard things, you start avoiding the camera, you start avoiding taking your shirt off, and you tell yourself, oh, it's just age. But deep down, you know that's not who you want to be. Talked about in the last episode, your kids are watching, your spouse notices, your partner notices, but more importantly, you notice every single day. At OxFit, we don't just hand you a workout. We help you build a system. We establish a baseline. We've got our next retest baseline week coming up, which is my favorite. Don't miss that. Then we figure out who you are today and where you want to go, and we build a plan around that. I can build it around your schedule, your lifestyle. You get coaching accountability, and we track your progress. You retest it, then we adjust. Your goal isn't to just crush one workout. I want to help you eat, live, work out the way that you can for the rest of your life. Because people who get incredible results, they're not just motivated, they're consistent. And that's the key, right? Let's just have 6 months of consistency. And I know in your mind, you're like, why would you talk about this a day before the 4th of July? I'm going to go and do whatever. Go do whatever. But on Monday, let's get started. No more excuses. No more, well, after summer because the kids go, just start now. I have somebody, like I said, who started and they went on 2 vacations since they've started. They've been to the beach twice and still they've got amazing results. So let's just think about what your life could look like January 1st, 2027. Instead of making another resolution, you're celebrating, you're stronger, you're leaner, you're healthier, more confident. Your kids will see the difference. Your partner will see the difference, and you'll see the difference. All because you decided to start in July and not January. There's 6 months left, 180 days, 180 opportunities to move forward in your goals. Don't wait for another Monday, another month, or another year. Let's get started now. You ready to stop guessing, start making real progress? Come on. I'll build that plan. And it's not going to be completely changing everything and making you hang out in the gym for hours and hours on end. 3 workouts a week and a simple way to eat. And 6 months from now, you won't be wishing that you started today. You'll be glad you did. Hit me up at ox.fit and let's get going. Speaking of people who are absolutely crushing it, good morning, Nick. Somebody who got started on the road to their goals. And man, Caitlin sent me a progress photo the other day and wow, that's all I can say is very, very proud of you. Can't wait to see what you do with the back half of this year. But I know already 2026 is going to be the fittest year of Nick's life. Just a quick one today, right? Because I might be a tiny bit hungover. Luckily, because the soccer game was so early in the day, I actually feel pretty good today because I think I was hungover by like 3 or 4 p.m. But that's it. That's my 4th of July. Unless England come back for the semifinal and then, yeah. But you got to come and hang out. We got to all go somewhere and have a party if that happens. But what are your highlights of the last 6 months? What are the highlights of the last 6 months? I don't believe you blush, buddy. You know you look good. My highlights so far. Well, we had our biggest Fit Fest. There's going to be a newsletter going out this week. We're going to do it again. And I think it's going to be even bigger, especially because DEKA Fit is coming to Atlanta. So we can really build momentum for DEKA Fit. What else are my highlights? I don't know. There's just so many to name. But I think it's just seeing people achieve goals. You know, like I've been doing this for 10 years and you know me, my goal is to get people outside their comfort zone. My goal is to get people to take on challenges that they never would have done. Like do something scary, do something outside your comfort zone, challenge yourself and fail big because that is the story of my life up to this point is setting big goals, failing to achieve them, but landing so much further than I would have if I didn't set them goals. And that's what I want people to do. And that is why I get up every morning. And so if that is you, we have coming up baseline and retest week. And it's going to be an amazing, amazing fall at OxFit, building towards the triathlon, beach brawl, and Fit Fest. So we've got, you want to be a triathlete, or if you even want to do something like a triathlon, we have people doing like a team triathlon, 1 person swim, 1 bike, 1 run. Just think you could finish a triathlon with a team. That's very OxFit. Then beach brawl, do it individual, do it as a team. We're going back in the fall. We've got like 35 people doing it. This is kind of the last call for beach brawl because it's going to sell out. Then after that, we've got our Fit Fest, DEKA Strong team, doing Atlas again. What a challenge Atlas is. If you want to get strong in the next few months, set yourself the Atlas challenge because there's nothing like that in the hybrid world. Everything's running based and cardio based. What a challenge that is. And then we're building towards DEKA Fit. We also have a High Rocks Strong coming if you're really into the High Rocks and you want to get a baseline on that. And then let's find a time for us all to go do one if they don't come to Atlanta, which I think is just a huge mistake if they don't, because it would sell out. It would sell out in a minute. It's so easy to get to Atlanta. Why would you go to Nashville? I don't get it. But hey, we'll do one if they don't want to do one here. And then we'll go to whatever it is next year. So huge things coming up. I challenge you to set a big goal for the rest of 2026. Why? Because it will make 2027 even better. And if you don't, you might be in the same place you were January. And that's not what you want. What an awesome year. We're only halfway through. Let's keep it going. Thank you all for your continued commitment and support to setting big goals and saying yes to awesome challenges that we set. Because without you guys saying yes, it would just be me and the coaches doing them together, which is fine, but it's so much better when we get to take people to their first DEKA fitness competition, High Rocks, half marathon. Oh yeah, half marathon's coming up too. Oh my God, we're training for it all. Ant at Ox.fit, Lauren at Ox.fit triathlon, East Atlanta at Ox.fit, DEKA Atlas, DEKA Fit. Caitlin's going to lead that stuff. And then Sav's on vacation, so wait till she gets back to email her. She'll be back next week. Have a great weekend. Tune in tomorrow for our special show. We've got Adam and Whitney going live on a little hybrid Friday workout. See you in the gym. Hit me up if you need me. Let's set some big goals. Let's grab a coffee and decide what we're going to do.